Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. We are here once again for another episode of the Pre-PT Chat Live, except we're doing this on a Wednesday night. I know we did not announce this. There was no advertisement. There was no copy. There was nothing that was, put up or posted on anywhere about this happening, but we're still coming on here live. And we did it. We changed it from Thursday to today on purpose, because we have this winner right here. And before Casey joins us on here live, Casey's coming on live in a few minutes, but before Casey joins us, we have this winner right here who is one of our very own from the accepted system, the Pre-PT Ground accepted system, and he is here. He flew all the way from Alaska to really spend a day with myself, Greg Todd, Javier Carlin, one of my other business partners, and really just be here in Florida, man. Like, what's the difference between this and Alaska?
70 degrees.
Right. It's cold as heck. It's cold as heck in Alaska. Man was telling me it's freezing. Well, it was like
11 degrees this morning.
11 degrees, and it's like 85 degrees here on average. So anyway, before we get into tonight, Mang is really going to talk a little bit about his story, which we really believe will benefit a lot of you while you're listening. And that's why we had to change it. We had to really move this because he's here. He's not going to be here tomorrow night. He is on his way to Miami. What are you doing in Miami on Friday, sir?
Got an interview at the University of Miami.
Interview at the University of Miami. So if anyone on here knows somebody from the University of Miami, tag him, hook my boy up. But he's going to kill it. He's going to absolutely destroy it. So we have Gabby Mace on here. What's up? We got Tyler Shanahan. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for joining us live. And if you are here, just keep commenting. Let us know that you are live so we can shout you out. But Casey's gonna come on here. But a lot of what we want to talk about today is really Mang's journey. Mang has made a few decisions that we were talking about tonight that we realized, this guy is setting himself up for some pretty neat things. And he's taken some leaps that most other pre-PTs just have not, because he knew where he wanted to go. He knows that he wants to be a physical therapist. He knows that he wants to do, he'll share that with you. I don't want to take that from him, but he knows that there's certain things that he wants to accomplish and achieve. And so in order to do that, he had to take some leaps. He had to make it a habit to take leaps. And so Mang, this is your first live stream as well, right?
Yeah.
You still doing all right?
Doing good.
Doing all right?
Doing good.
All right, perfect. So tell us a little bit about your story, and really just earlier this year, as you were kind of looking for answers, you're pushing towards becoming a physical therapist. What were some of your fears before applying? What were some of your fears as a pre-PT? Because there's a lot of people that are going to really resonate with that.
Mm-hmm. For me, I think that PT had always been on my mind, but it was the fear of not getting in the first try. That's really what scared me, because I was scared to go all in and not get it, and then have to try again. And I don't know back then if I would have been mentally able to get rejected and then have to go through that again, because I was putting all my cards in that basket, and I didn't want to, feel like I made a mistake by not getting in the first shot, because there is obviously a reason why I didn't get in if that were the case. So that's really what scared me the most. But I knew if I got in, then everything would handle itself. But I just needed to get over that fact that I just had to give it a try.
And I think for a lot of pre-PTs, we're seeing Casey hopping on here live, and so this is gonna be a party. Let's see if it'll connect. All right, Casey, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Sorry about that. I just saw the notifications.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you. What about me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. You are loud and clear. You're loud and clear.
All right. I just saw the notification.
Check this out, bro.
I know, it's crazy. I just saw the notifications, though. Then I saw it was like going for 3 minutes. I was like, whoa, I'm super late. What's going on, man?
This is his first live stream, but really sharing a little bit about, where he's at, his story, his journey. And honestly, really for him, it's really like taking leaps. And he was sharing a little bit about, what some of his fears were before applying this cycle, and really feeling like this just had to be it, like whatever it took. And man, I don't know if a lot of pre-PTs are willing to do on a daily basis. I think sometimes we don't even think about that. We're telling ourselves, like, we'll tell ourselves, okay, like, I know I want to get accepted, but we still won't do everything possible to get it. Yeah. Isn't that kind of weird? Yeah. Like, isn't that kind of crazy that we'll project this desire, and when it doesn't happen, it's like the whole world is falling apart. So clearly we want it. Yeah. But we're not willing to do everything possible. We're not willing to do whatever it takes. We're not willing to take a flight all the way from Alaska a day or two early because of I mean, you had your interview on Friday. Yeah. You could have flown into, like, straight up into Miami on a Friday, but you decided to show up in Florida, Tampa on a Wednesday just because you know that on your journey you just have to take easy. Yeah. Doing this live stream right now. Okay. How comfortable is it doing the live stream the first time? It's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. Yeah. It's absolutely nerve-wracking. First time I live stream, I'm telling you, it literally took me 45 minutes before I pressed record. Like, to walk right up to the camera, like, nope. I do laps around the room. My girlfriend at the time, she's not my fiance, would look at me like I was crazy. But it's nerve-wracking. But you just made it a habit. When I asked him tonight, I was like, yo, Mang, are you okay with us doing a live stream? He's like, yeah, sure. Side note, it's my first live stream. I knew he wasn't like, oh, this is going to be easy. No, he was scared.
Ice in his veins.
There was no hesitation. Casey, talk to the man. I know you talk to Mang quite a bit, man, but there's a lot of students on here that are just struggling with doing whatever it takes. Like, we'll project this desire to want to get accepted, but are we willing to do whatever it takes? Are we willing to take the leaps? Are we willing to put ourselves around the right people? Are we willing to put ourselves around the right the right? What are your thoughts on that, Casey?
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about motivation. And they were saying motivation is good, but motivation is like taking a bath or taking a shower. You have to do it every day. It's good to do it, but what happens when you're not in there? And that's a question I want to ask to you, Mang, since you were kind of touching on this, Joseph, of putting in the work. Like, when you weren't motivated anymore, when we weren't doing live streams in our, accepted system, our newly accepted system, coin now, when you didn't have, calls with myself or Joseph, every single day, how did you keep that work ethic going to get to where you're at now, to get that interview spot? Because it's hard. A lot of people struggle with it when they don't have someone, hyping them up, yelling in their face, doing live streams every time, like, let's go, you got this, let's go. What happens on that Friday night when there's no live streams, no calls, and you got to type up that essay or you got to prepare for that interview? Because I've struggled with it before, and I know a lot of other pre-PTs have, when that motivation is not there, kicking you in the butt, keeping that fire going. So what were your strategies or tips to keep that work ethic going?
I think for me, it was just keeping my end goal in my mind at all times. It was just like, where do I want to be and how am I going to get there? And first, I got to get into PT school to get the big dream. So it was, I got to go all in. I can't rest. I can't stop because, there's not really, like, no one. I'm from Alaska, and there wasn't really anybody any of my peers in Alaska that I could go through with this. But I knew where I wanted to get and the kind of impact I want to have. So that just kept me going the whole time, and now it's starting to pay off now.
Yes,
so.
sir.
That's just the thing that kept me going, and my family too. It was just like we've struggled a lot growing up, and I don't want to struggle no more. So I want to be able to help them, and that's what keeps me going, Case. And that's what keeps me going every day, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Wow. So it sounds like someone else's. Who do we hear this from, Joseph? It's like someone else's excuse is someone else's reason, or someone's excuse is someone else's reason. It sounds like somebody else's excuse was definitely your reason or reasons to why you're even here right now, sitting with Joseph in Tampa. So congrats, bro. I know you're going to kill it. This is like interview prep right here. If you had ice in your veins right now and you were like, yeah, live stream, no problem. You're going to kill the interview. So you got it, man. You got it.
Can't even tell. We have Susie on here. Robin, thank you for joining us. Michael, how you doing? Kevin, Tuma, Jordan, F. Scott, Ralph, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And really, so real quick, before we end, what were some of those leaps? Because I know a lot of people are watching, they're like, yeah, like, Mang took some pretty big leaps. I know he's doing a live stream tonight, and he's not, it's a lot of people are really scared of doing what you're doing right now. But what were the leaps that you took this year? What were things that you said, okay, I have to put myself around those people. I have to make these big decisions that most others that are pre-PTs really wouldn't even consider doing. What are the big things that you did even this year? Let's not even do 2017, 2018. What did you do, man? Like, what did you do to get yourself to where you are right now?
The first thing I did before I even found out about pre-PT grind, I enrolled in SSPT season 6, and that's meant for physical therapists, student physical. You don't really see a lot of PPTs in there, but I saw Greg. I saw what he was talking about when he was trying to get people to join, and that's what I was like. That's where I want to be, and that's what I want to do. That's the kind of thing I want to do. And if I can learn now, and then in the future, I'll be ahead of like 95% of everybody else in my field, and then I can just go to the next level, and the next level, and the next level, and that's just. So SSPT was my first big jump, and then PPT grind, the PPT success acceptance program now. Yeah, that was acceptance system. That was my next jump, and that was just I gotta get into PT school, and these guys are the masters at getting into PT school. So that was the easy one, and then I got to meet a whole bunch of people who are in similar situation as I am, and I thought I was by myself all the way up in Alaska. So I found a group that where I belong, and now I'm going with it.
You thought you were alone.
Yeah.
It was fun. All the people feeling that. There's somebody right now watching this probably in Florida feeling alone.
Yeah.
There's somebody watching right now who's in California feeling alone. In New York feeling alone. In Southwest Michigan, where Casey and I shoveled snow for far too long, feeling alone right now. And we about to start shoveling again because all y'all are getting cold right now. I'm sorry, I'm staying in Florida. But main thing is we all feel that. When Casey was going through the point where in his journey he did not get accepted after that first time, he felt that. When I was going through the moment where during my pre-PT journey, I literally had pretty much isolated myself, like no real friends. I was trying to live up to the expectations of my parents, trying to make sure that they were proud, doing certain things just because I did not want to get stuck in the same system that I had been brought up in. Getting to the point where during my second year in PT school, I almost wanted to pull the plug, thinking like I didn't belong there. Okay, I felt alone. And he felt alone. But the honest truth is, no one should have to feel that. That's why this is created. But it also takes taking the leap. Nothing's going to be handed to you. It's not, if anyone ever comes to me and is like, hey, Joe says, hey, Casey, listen, can you just guarantee that I'll get into PT school? Well, the answer is no. Nope. Can you give me the tools to get into PT school and teach me how I can guarantee my own acceptance? Well, you better doggone believe it. You better doggone believe it. But it starts with you. It starts with you as the pre-PT, figuring out what do I need. And honestly, right now, let's make it clear. Right now, the biggest thing is the way the system has been set up is not really designed for pre-PTs to really think. Because all we have is a bunch of faculty members that are becoming your advisors on your campus, just telling you, hey, take this class, don't take this class, you won't get accepted. Like my boy DJ and I came in live last night, and we were talking about how he was told after his freshman year, you know what, you might not actually make it after his freshman year. Most people crumble under that. He decided to rise, right? And so we're having a lot of, on-campus guidance counselors that are helping us get into PT school, but really all they're doing is saying yes and no based on some assumption. They're not looking at someone like you and saying, yo, I got this ridiculous desire to pull myself out of the situation that I grew up in. I struggled way too dang much to go through this again. I'm not trying to live in cycles. Does that make sense?
And if I'm not trying to live in cycles, I can't do things the way they were done before. And right now, one of the biggest things that Mang even talked about today is he was like, yo, Joseph, like, this is so cool being around people who are exactly where I want to be. Keyword, people who are at my point B. If I'm at point A right now, I'm putting myself on people that are at my point B. I'm putting myself on other people who have gotten to exactly where I want, who love what they're doing, who are enjoying their jobs as PTs. Heck, they've actually become PTs. I'm trying to get into PT school, so well, that's part one of ultimately getting in. So yeah, let me put myself around them. Does that sound about right? Cool. So he's saying, okay, I'm stuck in the same system. I'm not going to rely on some administration or faculty that really might not have ever gone into PT school, don't really understand it, may have done it 20 plus years ago, don't really get it, don't have my best interest at heart, have not invested in me as a person. So I'm going to find people that have already been there, done that, but also are willing to take the time to invest in me. That's how to win it as a pre-PT. Because the game is changing. The game really is changing. There's a lot more people falling in love with physical therapy. So you have to figure out, how do I stand out? How do I put myself around people that allow me to realize that I am not alone? That allow me to realize that I do have everything within my capabilities to be able to get it, regardless of GPA, regardless of GRE score, regardless of financial situation. You can set yourself up to win. It's an investment. You realize that this year. You invested in yourself a lot, didn't you? But was it worth it? Well, you better doggone believe it. But the question is, to you listening right now, are you willing to do the same thing? Like, are you willing to figure out, like, who's at my point B? Who is right now exactly where I want to be? And am I willing to do whatever it takes to put myself around them? So that I too can have the tools to get myself accepted, to guarantee my acceptance. No one's going to guarantee it for you. I can't do the work for you. I can't study for your GRE for you. I can't study for your classes for you. If you fail in a class, I can go talk to the professor for you. Did I do any of that stuff for you? Did Casey do any of that stuff for you? Did Greg Todd do any of those stuff for you? You did it yourself, right? Okay, cool. Who decided to come down to Tampa? Cool. Who decided to reach out to Joseph and Greg and all that stuff? Cool. Who decided to make this whole thing happen? Cool. Initiative. Figure out what you want and go get it. But any pre-PT who ever listens to us, ever, just realize that you are set up to win. Only when you realize that the way the system has been set up is really set up for you to lose. And unless you figure out who's at your point B, all you're really playing is a game of cards where you're just kind of hoping for the best. So be willing to take leaps. That's literally Mang's like habit now. He just taking leaps. He took another leap. I didn't even tell Casey about it. He's about to find out after this call.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just like leaps after leaps after leaps. Make it your habit, but do it differently. If you want to set yourself apart, as a pre-PT, well, be willing to do things different. For me, what did that look like? It looked like being part of the accepted system. It looked like being part of Smart Success Physical Therapy, where he was around other physical therapists that were pushing themselves beyond what standard PT is. But unless you do that, unless you're willing to put yourself in that situation, well, okay, cool. Go to the faculty, go to someone, okay, nice. Go to the website, that's cool. But now the one thing you want, you haven't shown that you actually want it bad enough.
Aaron LeBauer, what's up?
Hey, I like it. Hey, what's up, Aaron? How you doing? And honestly, at the end of the day, we really can't say we did everything we could have. Man, right now, if you didn't do all the things you did this year and you applied, could you honestly say that you did everything you could to get into PT school? No. Yeah, most of us do. We're like, yo, bro, I studied for that GRE for this long. Man, I looked at that website. I watched a few YouTube videos on how to do a good interview. Man, I did everything I could. Where would that have gotten you, sir?
Probably not here.
Cool. And honestly, with a lot of the fears, because you and I resemble a lot of those same frustrations and fears and anxieties sometimes, and like, okay, we would have gotten in our own heads. Because I know I sure did. I needed people around me. And you needed people around you. Cool. But you had to take leaps. Does that make sense? And so tonight, Aaron, thank you so much for tonight. This honestly is why we do it. Seeing Mang come over has been like one of the coolest things today. You're gonna kill it on your interview. Keep taking leaps. Keep representing that for other pre-PTs that are too scared to take those leaps, but want it just as bad.
2 questions for Ming before you guys end.
Say what?
2 questions for Ming before you guys end.
Do it.
So for you to take some stress, whatever stress you're feeling, you seem pretty calm and cool though. So I might be preaching to the choir for you, but for everyone else listening, if you have an interview coming up, for you, Mang, what are you most looking forward to after you get your acceptance letter? Is it like changing the name on your Instagram profile, sitting in class, celebrating with your family, calling them up, whatever it is? What is that, and what are your big goals as a physical therapist? Because a lot of times the night or two before an interview, we're just in our heads, like you guys were just talking about, like, oh, everything can go wrong. I forgot this, I forgot that. But I want you to keep those thoughts in your head, as well as everyone listening to this is in Mang's position. So what are you most looking forward to after you get that acceptance, and what are your big goals as a PT?
When that acceptance comes through, I think just being able to share with everyone who helped get me here, you know what I mean? And because it wasn't just me, like, yeah, I worked hard for it, but if I didn't have the support group that I have, then I probably wouldn't be as far as I've gotten right now. And so just being able to share that with them, because I know they understand the struggle, the hardships, and the joy. I'm probably gonna cry, because it's just there's so much went into it, and it's just like it'll be like it's just all together. And my big goals, I want to own my own clinic one day. And I want to be a part of the admissions board for the DPT program, because I like hearing these stories and how people get to where they got, and I want to be a part of that, helping someone get to where they thought they couldn't get to. So that's kind of my 2 big goals.
Boom, that's perfect. Keep that in your head. Keep that reel going all night for the next 2 days. And if you guys are in Mang's position, I want you guys to give those same answers to yourself, figure out what it is for you, and keep that replaying over and over again. So when you go into that interview, you got that confidence and you're unshakable. So I'm proud of you, man. You're going to kill it.
Mang, look at that. Your first live stream and you freaking killed it. Freaking killed it. Killed it. And for anyone listening, whether you're on live, whether you're on replay, and you're saying, okay, all right, this Mang kid's kind of figured it out, and you're still scared to take those leaps. So you're saying, what do I need to do? How can I put myself in the position to say that I have done whatever I need to do to get into this profession I'm falling in love with? You reach out to us tonight. Go to contact.preptgrind.com. Send us a message right now. Let's start talking. Let's help you figure it out, because this cat sure did. You guys have a good evening. We'll talk soon. Many blessings. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.